Welcome to Happiest Places Home, the interior design channel. I'm Suzanne, an interior designer. If you're into interior design, you'll love it here. Today we're looking at a brand new collection by Pottery Barn. It's called the Aptos collection. That's a town in California, and it has something to do with coastal, I would imagine, because this is a very coastal looking collection. So it has rounded edges and that very light wood. But what's unique about this is it's very inexpensive compared to a lot of their other pieces. I'll give you an example in here in a bit. But this is mango wood. It's kiln dried, sand wash finished, beautiful, and it's sourced from fruit trees that no longer bear fruit, so they're going to be taken down for younger trees anyway, so that is wonderful and very responsible for the environment. Very California. There are Aptos pieces for the living room, bedroom, and dining room. Let's start with this one. The Aptos square coffee table is 44 by 44 inches and it's $899. What a great price. So we know that it's high quality mango wood, like I mentioned a minute ago. So everything in this collection is a very low price compared to other Pottery Barn items. It all has smooth edges. Now this piece in particular is wonderful to put with a large sectional. It just has the right shape, but it also has so much space to put all of your accessories, large pieces, which are the best pieces to use to decorate anything. To decorate in general. And then this has plenty of space for that. I like the bottom shelf. You can put extra books. And I like to slide my iPad on a coffee table that I have so that it's kind of out of the way. And it's just a great way to be able to have things at your fingertips that you really need, but then also those beautiful decorative items. This extending dining table is $1,399, and that's a really decent price for a Pottery Barn dining table. This extends to 90 inches, so it comfortably seats 8 people. That's pretty ideal. Now, it starts at 70 inches, so you can have a smaller, more intimate setting too if you like. It's very relaxed, inviting. It is something you could have in a formal dining room, obviously. But since we're doing that kind of coastal, casual California look, I think that it could go either in your kitchen, in a dining area, or your dining room if you have that theme and a very relaxed house. Once I did show a model home of a house that looked great with a dining room in this color. I'm going to try to link that in the description box. Anyway, so it's got a drop-in leaf, which is convenient, and I do think that this is priced very affordably. You'll just have to be careful about your spend on your dining chairs, of course. The canopy bed has such a relaxed look. All of the pieces do, but doesn't this look so comfortable? So we've got a queen for $18.99 and the king is $2,099. So it's got a traditional look with the headboard, but then it is the canopy poles that have that curved look. And it's nice because knowing that when you're sleeping in this bed, it's screened for chemicals and is much safer to breathe the air of this particular product than it would be many others by other makers. Just something interesting to think about. But those prices are very good for a bed for Pottery Barn. And again, it's this very comfortable, light, airy, relaxing look. A little coastal, but it doesn't have to be a coastal theme. I know we keep saying that. Obviously, this room is. Something I wanted to mention about this room. I covered the photos of people that Pottery Barn had. I didn't want to get in trouble for using them. So I put my own photography in it. And you can actually buy 4 prints that go together like this, but they're digital prints. So all you're buying is the digital piece, which is very inexpensive. It's under $5 each. I think much less than that, to be honest. But I'll put a link to that in the description box too. It's a really pretty set if you are going for the coastal look, but it's coastal in the most sophisticated way. Here's the etagere. It's 34 inches wide, $999. This is a beautiful piece, rounded like everything else, 3 adjustable shelves and then 2 fixed. So if you have different size items that you're planning on displaying, you could make that work. Now, the thing about these, and I do think these are lovely to create symmetry in a room if you put them on either side of a window, either side of the television, things like that. But if you don't already own a lot of things that you wanted to display, or if you don't have a lot of books, you're not an avid reader, maybe you like audio or video better, then I wouldn't necessarily try to fill a space with bookcases just to fill it. If you did need to fill a space, in my opinion, I would do it with art instead. Similar idea with this one. However, I like the idea that it has the glass doors. So you could use it for china and glassware rather than a buffet. Or if you have such a variety of items, definitely want them on display, but they're super precious where you don't want them getting dusty or touched by children, perhaps. This would be a good piece for that. And this is $15.99, 66.5 inches high, 37.5 inches wide. The comparable pieces at Pottery Barn, they look like this. They're just slightly different wood colors and all of that. Normally, it's $21.99 to $23.99. So this set is much less expensive than a lot of theirs. I made that point earlier, but this is a really good example of it. Pottery Barn is calling this one a media cabinet, but they also show it as a console. I think you could also use this as a buffet, although they have a buffet in this collection. But anyway, this media cabinet slash console is $14.99, a great price. It has the sliding glass doors, like I mentioned before. There are doors there, and there are 2 adjustable shelves. They have metallic knobs and then magnetic closures. So this is space saving again because they're not opening wide. And if you need something to store your electronic components under a TV, then obviously this is a good thing for that. But they also have another cabinet that they display under a TV, and I'm going to show you that too. This is the console table, 66 inches wide, $899. So really, I think this is meant for an entryway or behind the sofa like a normal console. Sometimes these are great at the end of a wide hall too if you didn't have anything there. With art over it, of course. But anyway, this is a great price, and it is 16 inches in diameter. So it's not going to put a lot of congestion in your entryway, stays very close to the wall. Anyway, so I think this is a great piece. This is one of my favorites of the collection because it's so affordable and very substantial, and it does show off those rounded edges, which is what is so fun and new about this piece. The Aptos console desk is $799, a real bargain, 60 inches wide, but then it doesn't have a large diameter. It's 21. The other piece that I mentioned was 16 deep. So what this is great for is having that workspace at home that you don't use all the time. So behind the sofa, like you saw it a second ago, or just up against a wall with art over it, or a window. So anyway, I think this is a really pretty piece, and then you can also have it as a console. But what's different about this from many consoles is it doesn't have that bottom piece, which is perfect to slide your legs under with a chair. It's a nice piece and another one of my favorites of the collection. The Aptos side table is $499. I think that's a bit steep for a side table, especially in comparison to the other items in this release. But if you wanted something that went so very perfectly with the coffee table, it's almost like you have to go ahead and do it. And I like the idea that it has a bottom shelf, and it's 22 inches. So it does have a small profile, which is helpful if you have a small space. I'm covering a few of the bedroom items now, and I didn't do them with the bed because I thought there were more exciting items to cover right away in the video at that point. But let's talk about this 6-drawer dresser. It's 60 inches wide, which is ideal. It also has a very small diameter. That's not always ideal, depending if you want, a shirt that you fold to not be kind of curled at the bottom. But that's also good, though, if you don't have a lot of space. But this is $14.99. I'm recording this one portion at work in a construction trailer, so it's going to be echoey, but it's just for one little bit. All right, so we've got a very basic looking nightstand here, very thin profile at 24 inches. $4.99, not the best price ever for a nightstand, but it would look great matching that bed. But I am showing you some nightstands that I prefer. They're not going to match this bed in particular, but if you're in the market for a nightstand, I think a wider nightstand always looks much more designer. And I featured one of these, the Wayfarer, in a previous video, and it's great because it has electronic components to charge things. But then I also have a new one from Target. The Portola Hills that I always used to feature is sold out now, but this one is equally beautiful, and just wanted to show you this. It's actually a cabinet, not meant to be a bedside table, but I think having something wider will make your room look so much more upscale. So I'm just showing you these options in case you're interested, and they are tagged in the description box. Just trying to be helpful. If you're not a fan of light woods, and I know some of you are not, this wouldn't have been the most ideal thing for you. But sometimes the more you see things, the more you become excited about them. And that happened to me with light wood. But anyway, so if you like that coastal, or let's say California feel, or what they say is warm minimalism, you just don't put a lot of accessories, but you use these, it could fit into a lot of categories for you. Well, I wanted to mention that last week I was on vacation, and that's why I didn't post a video on Saturday. But on vacation, I filmed something that I wanted to show you because it relates to the Halloween Pottery Barn video and an item that I showed you. And I'm just kind of putting it now in the background, where you're seeing the mirror that I referred to in Disney that's a lot like that Pottery Barn mirror. And I feel like the Pottery Barn mirror is a decent price considering that it's some kind of Disney magic that they have at the Magic Kingdom. And this is in the Memento Mori, I think that's what the store is called, store, right next to the Haunted Mansion. And it's really fun when you see people that haven't seen this mirror before when it pops up in the store. And we had a lot of fun just kind of waiting for it to happen. Anyway, I want to thank you very much for watching Happiest Places Home, the interior design channel. I appreciate your support and your viewership, and anything that you're thinking about this collection or the video, or maybe even that mirror that I showed you, go ahead and take a second to put something in the comments, because I always do respond. All right, thanks, and I'll see you next Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.